I've gotten pregnant by your husband.
Yes?
Sorry for overlooking you, the wife without children.
Who is this?
I'm Anne, a stripper in Miami.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
You're 2 years younger than me. How did you get my contact information?
I just unlocked his phone with his fingerprint while Tom was asleep.
Did you go to such lengths just to one-up a childless woman? You strippers must be really bored.
You even have the audacity to pretend like you're fine after your husband has been stolen and even got a young woman pregnant. It's just too pitiful. I can't watch.
I'm not one to show my feelings.
You should cry in regret.
I can't do that. Sorry.
Boring, even though I took the trouble to text you.
I'm sorry if I'm not meeting your expectations. So, what do you want?
You to break up with Tom right away. I, who am going to birth the heir, should be the CEO's wife. I'm more important.
You're being pretty presumptuous for a mistress. If you just scatter seeds, some will bloom somewhere.
A woman who can't even bloom a flower being so arrogant.
When you put it that way, we haven't been intimate for a while now.
You're pitiful. You're not even seen as a woman anymore.
Say whatever you like.
You're just a dumb housewife, so you're going to hysterically demand pay me alimony, right? I have a few million. It's neither painful nor itchy to me.
Then I'll take it without reserve.
It's all about the money after all. It's only natural that you were dumped.
You're the same, aren't you? You wouldn't give a second glance to Tom if he wasn't the CEO.
I love Tom's inner self. I don't need anything as long as he's there. Don't let me together with your greedy self.
Is that so? Then please be happy with the wonderful Tom.
You mean a divorce, right?
Yes, I don't mind if it's true, but the divorce will have to wait a year.
Why? The baby will be born by then.
It'll definitely be in my hands after a year. You can adopt it later.
No, I don't want to if I'm not married when I submit the birth certificate.
Even if you say that, I have my circumstances.
What can you do in a year? All you have to do is sign it quickly and submit it to the city hall.
Divorce isn't that simple. And I haven't even talked to my husband yet. I can't just take your word for it.
Everything I said is true.
It's impossible to believe what a person who would steal someone else's husband says.
Stop blabbing and get a divorce quickly.
I don't remember being told what to do by you.
This damn woman.
I wonder if you can even work as a cocktail waitress with such full language.
You! I won't forgive you.
I think I'm the only one who has the right to be angry in this situation.
Remember this.
I'm Elma, a 30-year-old stay-at-home mom. My husband Tom is the CEO of a company, and I thought he was a serious character who doesn't spend his time in a flashy way. I imagined he was completely tricked by some foolish woman at a cabaret club we happened to visit. When I confronted Tom upon his return home, he quickly confessed. He also admitted to the matter about the child. I was somewhat shocked by the reality I was once again confronted with, and tears fell. I got Tom to agree to a divorce in a year and promised to persuade her as well, but she was not a person to back down. What she did next was something outrageous with an absolutely stupid plan.
I will give you one more chance to say yes, so please get divorced quickly.
No.
What a stupid woman to waste my kindness.
I don't care if you're stupid or dumb. What do you want?
Where do you think I am right now?
I don't have time for quizzes.
I'm at the ward office.
So what?
I'm about to submit a divorce notice for you and Tom.
Huh?
If you can't do it, I'll help you get divorced.
Hey, do you realize that's a crime?
It's document forgery, but it's not a serious crime, so it's okay. I guess this wouldn't lead to jail time.
You're pregnant, aren't you? Shouldn't you stop?
I'm in a hurry because I'm pregnant.
It's not good to get pregnant without a plan. Don't push your situation on me.
You're a childless woman with a lot of time. You should just get divorced quickly and leave that house.
Are you after the house too?
Of course, it's my dream to live in a tower mansion. I'm definitely going to live there, so it's my rightful place as the legal wife.
Are you really longing for something like that?
Is that wrong? Leave me alone.
Didn't you say you didn't need anything as long as Tom was there?
You need a house and money to live, right? That I was able to snag Tom, who has these, is also a result of my abilities.
Ah, I see. But you should wait a year. For your own sake, take that forged divorce document and go home right now.
Don't command me.
Then do as you like.
You'll be able to give up too once we're no longer a couple by law, right? You should thank me for giving you this push.
Can you truly love Tom no matter what happens?
Don't ask obvious questions. Even if I make enemies of everyone in the world, I will stand by him.
That's reassuring.
You lose. Alright, take care now.
Elma?
What's the deal with the group chat invite? Trying to win Tom back by crying to him? It's too late for that. I filed for divorce yesterday.
What?
I filed for you so Tom doesn't have to worry.
I didn't sign anything.
I signed on your behalf.
Isn't that a crime?
You were planning to sign anyway, so it's not an issue.
You're serious.
We'll deal with that later. We have important things to discuss today.
I have nothing to discuss here. It's my total victory. I'll gladly take the CEO's jeans and his fortune.
And his AIDS, right?
What are you talking about?
Tom has AIDS.
What?
You remember the blood test from the infertility treatment the other day?
Yeah. You're lying.
The results came in yesterday. I wanted to tell you, but you weren't coming home. I figured it would be kinder to let you both know at the same time.
AIDS? It's contagious, right?
Yes, primarily through blood and sexual transmission.
Oh no, that's the worst. Unbelievable. Gross. What's the matter with you? This is not a joke.
What?
I was with this man without knowing anything. What will you do if I get infected? I don't want to die yet.
Anne.
That's why ignorance is...
What?
If you take medication and live with AIDS, you can live a normal life. With proper treatment and correct knowledge, you can prevent the onset and transmission to others. You can even have children.
That's not reliable. What if my baby gets infected? Can you take responsibility for that?
It's not my position to take responsibility. Tom, you should go to the hospital first.
Is this for real? AIDS? Really?
Calm down. It's going to be okay.
And Elma.
I tested negative.
Thank goodness. Elma, I'm scared. Please help me.
The person you should be leaning on is over there.
Stop it! Don't try to pawn off your sickly self on me!
What?
That's why you didn't hesitate and readily agree to the divorce. I had a feeling something was off. You were just happy to get rid of your AIDS-stricken husband, weren't you?
Were you even listening to our conversation? I found out just yesterday. You had asked for a divorce a while ago, saying you'd be fine with it after a year.
I don't need this disease-ridden person anyway.
Hey, what are you saying? I chose to divorce Elma just so I could marry you.
Don't push your points so assertively.
What are we going to do about the kid? You insisted that it's my child, didn't you?
I don't need a father with AIDS.
Didn't Elma tell you? Treatment is available.
I can't. I can't even share the same space.
How cruel.
Where on earth did you get this disease, you cheater?
No, I haven't cheated since I married Elma.
But you wanted to do it with me.
You even said you don't remember that. I just woke up in your room in the morning.
Really?
I was shown a picture of us sleeping together in bed and was told that a child was on the way.
You just believed that?
You cried and said you wanted to give birth, and I felt I had to take responsibility as a man.
This is suspicious. I was going to suggest it eventually, but maybe we should get a DNA test sooner.
How could you say that? This child is undoubtedly Tom's child.
If there's no mistake, there's no need to fear a test.
The strain on the mother.
The test can be done with a blood test from the mother, so don't worry. Is there something inconvenient for you?
No, but I want you to believe me because I don't lie.
If you don't lie, you're lying now. I love what's inside Tom. Even if the whole world turns against me, he's my ally. Didn't you say that?
But that was before I knew about the AIDS.
Don't call it love if you're going to abandon someone just because they're sick. Can you please stop lightly throwing around the word love?
You're annoying. You're a liar too. You said you wouldn't divorce for a year and then easily agreed to it.
I didn't get a divorce.
What? What do you mean?
Did you make sure the divorce papers were accepted at the counter?
I don't know if I was able to submit them. They asked for identification, so I thought it was risky and just left the papers at the counter and ran.
Then it shouldn't have been accepted. Well, it was impossible to begin with.
What do you mean?
I had submitted a document for non-acceptance of the divorce application.
What's this all about?
It's a procedure where I'm telling them not to accept a divorce petition filed by anyone but me.
Did you really do something like that? Why on earth did you need to delay our divorce by a year? Just spit it out.
I wanted to give a substantial share of our assets to Tom.
What do you mean by that?
Remember the company I invested in?
Oh, the one where you put a good chunk of your father-in-law's inheritance into.
Right, that company is planning to go public next year.
Oh, that's impressive.
When it goes public, I wanted to sell the stocks and give half of the proceeds to you as part of the asset division.
But why? I'm the man who betrayed you.
When I heard that you had a child with Tom, I was upset, but I was also relieved. I always loved seeing your face soften when you saw children in the city or the park.
Elma.
That's why, no matter if you cheated or stole someone's love, I wanted you to become a father. If it goes public, the stock price will rise. There will be no gift tax on the division of property, so I wanted you to wait until the company goes public to divorce.
You've thought that much about me.
Even after the divorce, you can still split the property. Don't make excuses.
Maybe you're right. It might just have been my selfishness. I said I'd wait a year because I still had feelings for Tom.
I knew it!
But you never know what will happen with your company, Tom. I thought as long as there's money, you won't have to make your child suffer.
You've thought that much about me.
Wait a minute. How much are these stocks worth?
If you sell them, I think they'd be worth a few million.
Wow! You should have told me that sooner.
Huh?
Tom, I'll put up with your AIDS. But we'll be living separately. I won't let you meet the child and I won't meet you either. We'll communicate online. Every month, you'll provide me with $50,000 for living expenses. These are my terms.
What's she talking about?
She must be out of her mind.
Right.
I'm also worn out from the past few days of this conversation.
What? I've made so many concessions. You should be grateful.
I want you to provide proof that the child in your belly is mine.
That's impossible.
It's not impossible. It can be done with today's medical technology.
I'll contract AIDS.
What are you talking about? You won't get it from a test.
If the test results show it's my child, I'll take responsibility. But remember this if you're lying.
Are you done? I kind of have an idea what's going on.
I don't want to say.
That's your answer then.
I'm glad. I knew I hadn't cheated after all.
You also have your share of blame, getting drowned in booze.
I know. Elma, I'm sorry.
I can't forgive you easily. Let's talk later.
Wait, what happens to me?
Why don't you rely on the real father?
That's what I don't know, and that's why I'm troubled.
What do I know? That's all I can say.
You almost got me to raise someone else's child.
Well, let's just leave it. It's a waste of time to get involved with such a woman. She'll self-destruct on her own.
You won't give me child support, will you?
Give me a break.
My plan failed. Just give me the money.
I've dealt with a crooked club girl. One problem solved. Wait, hold on a minute. How did Tom eventually get HIV? Please wait, I'll talk to Tom. Tom, I overlooked it earlier, but how did you get HIV?
Well,
That was close. I almost went back to him.
no, that's not it. I have no idea myself. Maybe on a plane or in a bar.
HIV doesn't spread through saliva or air.
Maybe some blood spattered on me.
What situation were you in? Be honest.
Sorry, I went overboard overseas.
This is the worst. It's your own fault.
I'm sorry. I didn't think it would come to this.
You touched me with the hand you used for such dirty play.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
We're getting divorced.
Why? You said we'd talk.
There's no room for discussion. I'll go through my lawyer. Huh? You think I'd give it to you?
Are you serious? That's billions.
If the other party is a foreigner, I can't claim damages, but I'll take your property.
Please, have mercy.
Be prepared. I got a divorce. He admitted to sexual intercourse with an unspecified number of people, and I got half of the property. I got tested for HIV just in case, but it was negative. I wonder if that club girl got tested. Well, whatever. Tom told his trusted aide about his HIV. Then, because of the prejudice against him, he had to resign. The rumors spread quickly. Talented people left one after another, and it seems the company went bankrupt. Now it seems he's juggling multiple jobs while still in debt. Who would have thought it would come to this? It's not a scary disease if you have the right knowledge, but it's troubling that there is still such strong discrimination. There's no room for sympathy for Tom, as it's his own doing. That club girl from before, she ended up having the baby. While she leaves her child at a nighttime daycare, she's back at the club, probably looking for a new sugar daddy. A year later, I sold half of my stocks and got a substantial amount of cash. I used that as capital to start my own business, and now I'm crushing it.
Simon, is now a good time? There's something I need to talk to you about.
Hey, what's up? If you think it's something I can help with, then I'm happy to talk.
It's about Oliver.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kate. I'm not really supposed to discuss school matters privately. I know we might be childhood friends, but I could get in trouble if people knew we were discussing that kind of thing outside of the official channels. Who's to say how the other moms might react?
I understand. I'm really sorry about this, and I hate to trouble you. But before I call the school, I thought it might be best to talk to you first, since you are his teacher and all. I know it's not normally how things are done, but please, can you make an exception just this once?
Okay, Kate, but I mean it. I really can only do this once. So what's up?
So here's the thing. Oliver recently started saying he doesn't want to go to school anymore. I've asked him so many times, but he won't tell me why.
Huh? By any chance, is that why he's been absent the last 2 days? I'm sorry. I heard you call in reporting it as an illness. Oh, I just thought he was a little under the weather.
Look, there's no kid that age who doesn't feel like taking the day off every now and then, right? So, to be totally honest with you, I did let him have 1 day off. But then he said he didn't want to go today either, and now he's refusing to go tomorrow too. He won't listen to anything I say. I asked him if he's having some kind of problem at school, but he won't tell me anything at all.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kate. I really thought I had a good idea of the situation in class. But based on what you told me, it sounds like there might be something going on that I don't know about.
I see. Would you mind keeping a closer eye on him for the time being? I'm so sorry to trouble you like this.
It's fine, don't sweat it. Here's what I'll do. I'll speak to some of Oliver's friends about this and see if I can find out what's going on. Don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of this. I'll contact you as soon as I know anything. Don't let this get you down, okay? Let's just see how things play out and take it from there. If you pry too much when he already feels down, I think there's a chance it might make him hate school even more, and then he'll never end up coming back.
You're right. Got it. Thank you. Oh, by the way, if it seems like this is gonna drag on any longer, I'll go through the proper channels and contact the school next time. I assume they'll speak to you about it in that case, so I can only apologize in advance for any inconvenience. But you're right. For the time being, let's just see what we can find out. Thanks, Simon.
Haven't heard from you in a while. Is everything okay? If so, look, we've already crossed the Rubicon, so we may as well at least get to the bottom of what's going on with Oliver. Don't worry, okay? I want Oliver back in class more than anyone. Which is why I want you to know you can talk to me if you're still having problems. I want to help you.
Oh, sorry. I've been so busy I forgot to reply.
Huh? What the hell are you playing at? Your kid's skipping school and you're too busy to reply to me? I didn't know you were that kind of person.
That's funny. I was just about to say the same thing about you. Because I had no idea you'd do something like this.
Wait a second. Why are you getting mad at me all of a sudden? What did I do?
You told me the other day about why Oliver didn't want to go to school anymore, didn't you? Because he fell out with his friends and felt isolated?
Yeah, well, I mean, this kind of thing happens all the time. I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen it. But you know, his friends said they feel bad and want to apologize. Everyone's waiting for him to come back. They even said they were going to go over to your house and try encouraging him to come back.
Yes, and they did, very kindly. But that's not the truth, is it? Because you're the one who turned him into a social pariah in class, aren't you?
Me? I'm his teacher! What the hell are you saying? You really think I'd do that to one of my own students?
Listen to me. All I'm doing is telling the truth.
The truth? Give me a break. You can't seriously be claiming... Do you think there are still teachers around who do that kind of thing? Even elementary school kids have smartphones at this day and age. Our conduct has to be flawless at all times. One wrong move, and suddenly the whole world would be talking about it on social media. Can you just calm down and think about what you're saying?
You're right. It really would be unbelievable if there was a teacher acting like that in this day and age. But believe me, I am calm. I am messaging you from a place of calmness.
No way. How could you say that? We're childhood friends, damn it! Kate, what reason could I possibly have for wanting to turn your son into the class loner?
Oh, I can think of a reason. Because you wanted to take revenge on me for turning down your marriage proposal. Because I married the guy you hated instead.
Wow, that? Seriously? Listen to me carefully. I couldn't give 1/10 of a heck about what happened back then. It was over 10 years ago. It's all water under the bridge to me now. Do you really think I still have feelings for you after all this time? I'm over you.
I didn't think so before all this, at least. That's why I gave you my phone number when I moved back to our hometown. But it would appear I made a huge mistake.
How about you calm down and stop blathering yourself? You're a worn-out old hag with a kid, for God's sakes. Who'd want anything to do with you? Stop fantasizing. And what the hell does me falling out with your husband have to do with anything? Stop coming up with weird excuses to justify your lunatic behavior and start taking your meds. You're creeping me out.
Your dad's a good-for-nothing high school dropout. Your genes are worth less than dirt, and you'll never amount to anything, you miserable little worm. If you dare tell your mom about anything I say to you, you're both gonna need to start looking over your shoulders. Did I miss anything? That's what you said to Oliver in class, isn't it? Not only that, but you banned all of his classmates from speaking to him. What do you think you're doing? Are you seriously trying to take revenge on me through my son? Is this really what kind of person you are?
Wow. Just wow. I'm speechless. This is beyond ridiculous. This is just some pile of baloney you heard from Oliver. Kids are masterful liars. It comes as naturally to them as breathing. Surely you as a mother would know that. Could you please not try and turn me into some kind of monster without having a shred of evidence to back it up? You're tapped in the head. You seemed a lot wiser and more reasonable back when we were kids. Kind of disappointing seeing how you turned out.
It is exactly because I'm a mother that I know he's telling the truth. If I didn't believe my own son, what would that make me? Do you have any idea how much it hurt him to be told such horrible things? By his own school teacher? You call yourself a teacher.
God, what is it with that question? It's like some kind of freaking slogan for angry moms. I'm sick of hearing it already. Yes, actually, I do call myself a teacher. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. Make sure you remember it. Being a teacher means I spend more time with the kids throughout the year than their own parents, which is why I need you to start treating what I say with a little bit more credibility. I mean, really, you're gonna believe the word of some lying kid over a highly respected adult? Come on, which is it gonna be? Who do you believe?
I believe my son!
I see. Okay, Mommy, let me ask you a question. Where's the proof? Hold on, let's see it. If you're gonna accuse me of saying all this stuff to Oliver, then you must have proof.
I have no way of proving what you said to Oliver.
Okay, then this conversation is over. If you refuse to cease and desist, I'll report you to the school for harassment.
This conversation is not over. I might not be able to prove that you said anything to Oliver, but I can prove that you banned everyone else in the class from speaking to him.
I gotta be honest, you're really bugging me now. I have no idea what kind of proof you think you have. But if you want to report me to the school, then go right ahead. Do whatever you like.
Okay, I will. That's exactly what I'll do.
This is the perfect opportunity to tell you. So get this. Even if, for argument's sake, I did do something, you should know that I have friends in high places who will be there to protect me if I need it.
Friends in high places? A teacher? Who would protect you?
My uncle. He's on the Board of Education. And if anything happens to me, he'll have my back. To put it bluntly.
So that's why you think you got free reign to do whatever you want, huh? Suddenly, everything makes sense. If that's how you want to play this, I have a little something of my own to tell you.
Huh?
It really is a coincidence about my father-in-law, don't you think?
Your father-in-law?
My husband's dad is the superintendent of the Board of Education. It would be extremely foolish of you to believe you're invincible just because your uncle happens to be a board member.
Really? By the way, about that proof.
Hmm?
You just said you had proof?
Oh, what's this? You seem to have changed your tune. Didn't you just tell me to do what I wanted?
Quit harping on and show me the proof already! You need to understand that you don't have a hope in hell of taking me down based on the word of a few brats alone. If that's all you have. It's more than possible they could cook up some story together to try to get me fired. That kind of thing does happen, you know.
The proof is the recording of you threatening your students. Remember? You said it yourself after all. About how even elementary school kids have smartphones in this day and age.
Recording? Cell phones are forbidden in class! They're to be kept in lockers and used only at break time! I don't believe you! All students know they'll be severely reprimanded if they're caught with their phones in class. We have a very strong system of deterrence in place.
Duh, I know that. Who doesn't? Do you seriously not know that kids hide them in their pockets and sneak them into class despite having been a teacher all these years? Besides, since when did the threat of the teacher getting angry ever stop kids from breaking the rules? Most importantly, he did it to help out a friend in need.
Who was it? Who recorded me? I want a name now!
Like hell I'm telling you anything!
Shut up and give me a name! Now!
Even if you knew their name, it wouldn't protect you from what's coming. Have you even thought this through? The teacher who bullies and intimidates his own students versus the students who break the rules to protect their friend? How do you think this ends? You don't need to be a genius to figure it out. In any case, even if you don't understand, you will soon. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have nothing more to say to you. Never contact me again.
You're not going anywhere! Don't try to run away from me! I said I wanted a name! Who recorded me? You will pay for this insolence! You all will! Kate, I think I owe you an apology over what happened with Oliver. I'm truly sorry. The way things are going, it's looking like I might not be a teacher for much longer. I abused my position due to personal grievance, which is absolutely unacceptable and should never have happened. I've reflected on what I did, and I'm truly sorry. So please, will you find it in your heart to forgive me for what I did to Oliver? And Oliver himself? If he forgives me, I might still be in with a shot of salvaging things at work. Please, will you give me a chance to apologize to him in person?
I told you never to contact me again, didn't I? I'll be letting the school know you contacted me directly and not through your lawyer like you were supposed to. I will never forgive you for bullying, victimizing, intimidating, and threatening my son. A person like you should never have been allowed to become a teacher in the first place. I'll make sure you never get a chance to see Oliver again.
Please. I did this for a reason. I really did love you, Kate. which is why I was so shocked and hurt when I found out you were marrying that high school dropout. I always thought I'd be the one to marry you. I could have made you so much happier. But then when I got down on one knee and you turned me down, my world fell apart.
Yes, Simon. I know.
You do? You finally understand? In that case, maybe you and me could finally give it a shot. I've been waiting all my life for this moment. Will you be mine, Kate?
No. I mean, I know what a despicable, hopeless waste of space you are. Did you really think I was going to say yes to your proposal? We never even dated. Never contact me again. You disgust me.
What? You got some nerve. This was all your fault to begin with.
What?
If you weren't in my life to begin with, none of this would have ever happened. I would have never developed feelings for you. I never would have proposed to you. And now this. I wouldn't be in this mess either. If you didn't exist, your son wouldn't have just happened to be a student at the school I teach at. I mean, I'm his form teacher? Is this some big cosmic joke? It was bad enough that you rejected me without having to see your husband's offspring set staring at me every day. It couldn't be more humiliating. Why can't you understand how I feel?
So you're saying this is all my fault? Good. Your absolute lack of remorse only strengthens my resolve to do what I have to do. Mark my words, you will be dealt with. There is no place for someone so deranged and bitter that they drag their personal affairs into their professional life to the extent of damaging their own students' mental health. If you're so desperate for someone to pull you out of the hole you dug, they're gonna need the mother of all shovels, and you're wasting your time with me. Oh, I know. Your uncle's on the Board of Education, isn't he? Try asking him. Oliver became incredibly emotionally unstable after Simon said all that awful stuff to him. One of his classmates noticed that his mood seemed to drop every time the teacher went over to speak to him. He was so concerned that his mom called me after school to discuss the situation. She said she thought there was a possibility that Mr. Pierce, aka Simon, was harassing him. What's more, apparently my son wasn't the only student he'd threatened. Oliver's friends, too, were told that if they told their parents about how they weren't allowed to speak to him, he'd ban everyone from speaking to them, too. After finding out the truth, me and the other moms all joined forces. They were all so kind, and each tasked their children with paying close attention to the dynamics between Simon and Oliver in class, and report back to us with anything they noticed. Everyone soon became aware that something unpleasant was happening, but even still we found it difficult to take definite action for lack of concrete evidence. Which is why I was relieved to hear one of Oliver's friends was clever enough to record Simon threatening him. Even though they knew if they were found out, they'd end up in the same situation or worse. I was moved to tears by the level of kindness and bravery doing something like that must have taken. Oliver told me everything when I gave him the news that we'd been collecting evidence and were ready to present it to the school. I've never seen him look so relieved in my life. Then, we finally made our official report to the school and Board of Education. Simon's teaching license was revoked, and he was fired on the spot. By the way, you know how he said his uncle was a board member? It was actually true. But ironically, far from making everything disappear, as he'd naively expected, he was actually angrier than anyone and vehemently demanded he receive the most severe penalty. It just goes to show, you can't expect someone to have your back when you're in the wrong just because you happen to be related to them. That man is so deluded it's disturbing. With his former bully gone and things at school having calmed down, Oliver made his long-awaited comeback. He graduated with flying colors just this year. I can't deny I was a little anxious at the time about Simon trying to get his own back against my son somehow. I thought about moving house, changing schools, and all sorts of other potential solutions. But ultimately, Oliver was dead set on graduating alongside all of his friends, and I wanted to respect that. I did start dropping him off and picking him up from school by car every day just to be safe. But even still, I'm so happy he was able to graduate at the school he was used to with the friends he loved. I was showered with thanks by the teachers at the school, as well as members of a local crime prevention organization. The other day, Oliver came up to me and said, "Mom, 2 juices and 2 ice creams, please." After which, a beautiful young lady walked in. Oliver got a girlfriend! I found myself moved to tears yet again, this time while preparing juice and ice creams. I'd prefer if you guys didn't mention what a crybaby I am to anyone, though.